This is the accessory belt on a 1.4 litre Audi Volkswagen TFSI engine. It's not damaged, but technically it's at that point where it's requiring or suggested to be changed. Modern engines like this are fantastic. If you see here, simple socket on the sprung tensioner. Turn the socket, releases the tension, and the belt slackens off. Absolutely fantastic. What this allows you to do is not have to go through the process you would be maybe familiar with on older cars of loosening off the bracket of the alternator and having to loosen that, switch your belt around, and then try apply the right tension and attach and tighten up the bolt holding that bracket onto the alternator. So what you'll see here is I'm going to basically use that socket, loosen off I did try and do it with one hand, but didn't quite work out that way. So loosen off the tension, the belt becomes loose, and there you go, it's off. Moving on from that, I'm just going to place it on the floor next to the new replacement belt. And all we're doing there is just double checking that the length is accurate. You can see that the thickness of the belt and the number of ribs are accurate, of course, there. So it's a 6-rib belt. It's not cracked, not damaged, but it is slightly browned. But, you know, it's only done nearly 60,000 kilometers, so not a big deal. Right, so climbing back under the car again. Just a note, doing this from under the car, engine tray removed, no need to open the bonnet. It's a very simple engine, there's only a few pulleys on here. Now I did start to struggle slightly here, trying to film this with the phone in one hand and the belt in the other. So probably getting a little bit too confident in my skills there of laying on the ground. So let's just try and pop the phone down here in a moment and get a better view of this here, and we'll start again. Back under the car here again, socket on the tensioner, release the tension, belt slips into place, super easy. Just visually inspect it, triple check, quadruple check that everything is sat in place, nice and aligned, isn't looking like it's going to slip off. That's the purpose of the ribs, of course, there, but just visually inspect it. Just pulling on the tensioner there, you can just sort of see that it becomes loose as you pull on that there. So I'm just double checking that I'm satisfied everything is nice and firmly snug down and sitting on all the pulley ribs. Just trying to sort of give it a little bit of a turn back and forth there with the tension off, because it's obviously not going to allow all the pulleys to turn, as the large one there on the left is attached to the crank, so that's not going to budge under any circumstances by pulling on a belt. But just loosen off the tensioner and you can sort of move it back and forth a bit, and it will move on the ribs when there's no tension on it. So quite happy there. Another visual inspection as I pop back out from underneath the car. Engine running now, belt perfectly aligned as you can see. Nice easy job.